They are the Texas Longhorns. They are a very inconsistent team. And I want to start off with Arch Manning. I know he's a redshirt sophomore. We talked about him at the top. He did play very well before that concussion last week, arguably his best game. But at this stage, I don't see any scenario where Arch Manning declares. In fact, I would say it's almost a 99% chance he's going to return for another year.
Yeah, I would think he would return. Firstly, I think he has the advantage of expertise from hearing from family members. Hey, this isn't, it's not a race. Yes, if you're a high end starter who started 20 games, come out and get to that second contract. But he's not even done with 1 year as a starter. So why rush it? Get another year of experience. A lot of quarterbacks in college, the biggest jump they make as a player is first to second year as a starter. So next year, I'll bet you will see a whole different Arch, much more calm in the pocket, much more consistent throwing the ball. I think it would be a mistake for him to come out early. I think there's so much there to like, but it needs to be consistent. So why rush it? A quarterback can play till they're, as we're seeing with Aaron Rodgers, in their 40s. So he could still get almost 20 years in the NFL. Take your time. Be patient. Don't rush this thing because, and you and I know this, the NFL is a cutthroat world. He comes in now, he struggles. They're not just going to keep him around because of his name. If he's not good enough to be on a roster, just go ask Chris Sims. How'd that work out for him? And I'm not knocking Chris. I'm just saying there's no loyalty to a name. And if Arch would have come out now and he struggled with consistency, you don't know how long that rope will be to give him an opportunity. So why not stay in school another year, get another year being young and enjoying life and growing and maturing as a player and a person. And next year he'll probably blossom on the stage we all expected this year. And then he could be in the contention to be a high draft pick and then get into the NFL.
Yeah, more and more quarterbacks were crossing off our board here as the show rolls along. We're very thin by the time we get to April here. But
it could be an E.J. Manuel type year.
Yeah, even Kenny Pickett was the draft class. Was he a first or second round pick? He was
Kenny
right
was
there.
a first. Yeah,
at the very end. But all right, lay it on us, Russ. Who you got for the Texas Longhorns here?
For Texas, I don't have a ton of senior guys. I mean, we've talked a ton about Arch Manning. I think DJ Campbell's probably their best overall prospect on offense. I mean, big guard, 320 pounds, almost 6'3", big long arms, plays physical. Not a premier guy that's going to test off the charts, but he's a good athlete. He's powerful, under control, stays over his feet. I think he's going to end up being a day 2 pick. I think this kid's going to play in the NFL a while. But to me, their best prospects are on the defensive side. Interestingly, we've talked about Ethan Burke all season. Big, long kid at 6'6", 260. We've talked about Hero Kanu, the defensive tackle who's sort of come out of nowhere. But to me, the most intriguing guy is the Trey Moore kid. This is a kid that came in as an elite player, but for whatever reason, he's been in and out of the lineup. He's played every game. And shockingly, he's been very productive despite not, quote unquote, starting. You look at each depth chart every week, he's not a starter, but the guy plays a lot. He's 5th on the team in tackles. He's a very athletic kid. He's a bit of a mismatch in terms of size. Like, where do you fit him? Is he a defensive end at the NFL level at 6'1" and change, 245? Or is he going to play off the ball? I think he's more of a go-forward type guy. Put him at defensive end. I like what he brings to the table. I think the kid's really productive. I want to see him get more opportunity. I'm excited to see what he does in this game. Is he going to be a disruptor to get in Diego's face and help Texas? On the back end, you have the cornerback Gulbo, and you have the safety Tafi. I'm not jumping up and down for either one of them. I think the cornerback at 5'11", 184 is a good, solid player. He doesn't get me excited as a guy that's going in the first 3 rounds. And Tafe, I don't know. He does not blow my doors off. Put it that way, as a safety.
Yeah, Taffy's going to be a cerebral kind of coach on the field, sideline to sideline guy. He keeps the plays in front of him, can stop the run a little bit, might be a liability in pass coverage. I think, Michael Taffy to me is somebody who's going to have to earn his keep on special teams.
No question.
At 5'11" and 6'8", 175 pounds. He's got a ton of experience, almost 200 career tackles. So the production is there. He'll get a look. But yeah, probably falls short and doesn't check off all the boxes. Anthony Hill checks off the boxes, though. He's got size, he's got speed, he's got athleticism. He got a little bit slow out of the gates this season. He's got ability to rush the passer. You saw him collect a couple sacks now this year. Off-ball linebacker, pass rusher, versatile guy. I think he does come out for this year's draft. Trevor Gooseby, the redshirt sophomore, we've talked about him. He's just somebody to be aware of at 6'6", 315 pounds, somebody who's gotten some first-round buzz a little bit. Malik Muhammad, the junior cornerback, 5'11" and 6'8", 190 pounds. Some people think very highly of him, but, man, you take a look at all the draft-eligible guys. They're almost underclassmen. C.J. Baxter is a redshirt sophomore. Quentin Wisner is kind of falling off a little bit. He's a junior. Jack Endries has been coming on, the redshirt junior tight end, 6'4", 240 pounds, a pass-catching option in that offense there for the Longhorns. So not a lot of definite exhausted redshirt seniors. Trey Moore's a redshirt senior. He's exhausted his eligibility. But, I guess the good news here for Steve Sarkisian, Russ, is somebody who maybe was looking to go elsewhere. If he just comes back, retains the talent, maybe adds a couple pieces, I mean, you would expect Texas to be reloaded and make a run for next season, especially if Arch Manning stays intact.
Oh, I think there's no question. I think he's in a great spot. I mean, they've got a good staff there. I think they're going to be able to bring in some portal kids. I think they have some young guys, like you mentioned, that are on the verge of next year being guys we talk about as top draft guys. I think Arch will be a far better quarterback. And people may or may not know, but let's remember, a year ago, there were a number of NFL teams that reached out to Sark and said, we want to interview you. I know there were two. I heard there may have been a third. And he turned them down to stay at Texas and get a deal. So I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he wants to be there. I think he wants to coach Arch. I think he's going to get that opportunity next year. I think if Arch explodes and has an unbelievable year and goes high in the draft, then I think you might see Sark jump and take that NFL opportunity. But I think for right now, the future is very bright in Texas. It's just this year they're struggling through what almost every team in college football struggles with when you have a first-time starting quarterback. I think for whatever reason, people heard Arch Manning and wanted to forget that he had never really been a starter before. And they just wanted to anoint and say, oh, he's going to be an All-American the first time he steps out there and starts 5 or 6 games. And that's not how it works in college football. So I think the future is very bright there. I think you just got to be patient and give them 2026. Texas could be an elite team.